Maybe exam season is here while you're watching, or maybe not, but anyway, you can use these tips I'm about to share with you at any time. You don't want to waste your time on unnecessary things that won't help you make progress. When your studying method doesn't fit or not effective enough, you end up confused and not prepared for the exam. My first semester at university began horrible. I was shocked and didn't know how to even approach studying because I had so many new subjects to learn and I didn't know where to begin. I wasted my time watching theoretical lectures while the exam was more technical. However, I got better when I learned to prioritize and study more effectively. So, here are my advice for improving studying skills. Tip number 1. Make order from chaos. Studying nonstop is not going to help you. You have to have a plan in order to be productive. Take the time to think about how you're going to learn and what will help you to improve. Try to understand what the course demands from the students and what you should focus on. For example, one of the courses in my first semester was Logic and Set Theory, which is considered as one of the hardest courses of the degree. I noticed that while many students attack the questions and try to approach them like math calculations, it was the opposite of what the course meant to teach. The right way was to analyze the problem, pick the right strategy, and build every part of the proof step by step. So the point is, if you know what is the purpose of the course, you will study way more effectively. Tip number 2. Active learning. When we think about studying, sometimes the first thing that pops into our mind is reading. However, only reading or putting most of your efforts into reading is not effective. This is passive learning, consuming information that wouldn't absorb, maybe unless you're a genius. Our brain learns better when we study actively. Here are some active ways to learn. Do your homework. It will keep you sharp during the semester. Flashcards. You can use them to practice questions or for memorization. Teach a friend. When you explain to someone something you already know, it helps you for deeper understanding. Practice exams. Probably the best thing to do when you prepare for a test. Tip number 3. One step ahead. I find it hard to sit and listen during the whole lecture, especially when I try to write and listen at the same time. Therefore, coming prepared to the lectures increases the chances to gain more out of it. Before you go to class, read the summary of the last lesson. If you can, read also a little bit about what you're going to study next. It will help you understand better during the class. Also, there is a tendency to postpone things we find hard to understand, saying that we'll deal with it later. Instead, dedicate time to understand these things as soon as you can, because you don't want to be in a rush to learn these things you find hard right before the exam, and it might be important as a basis for learning other things as well. Tip number 4. Investigate. Go to your professor's office hours and ask them questions. Try to understand their way of thinking and what is important to them regarding to writing an answer, maybe citing sentences or elaborate in detail. Even if you don't have a specific question, just go and listen to your professor's answers to other students' questions. You can learn a lot from them. Tip number 5. Spread your time. Because of many reasons, you might find yourself a week before the exam without a clue of what's going on. Sometimes it's possible to study right before the exam and succeed, but it's wiser to learn during the whole semester, so you'll have time to digest the new subjects and really understand what you're doing. It is also good for the long term. When you learn new things, you will have a background. Create a schedule to manage your studies. If you have too many things to do, prioritize and make more time for the important things. Tip number 6. Motivation. Studying isn't fun all the time, or never fun for some people, and it can be hard to get motivated to get some work done. There are many tricks to recharge motivation, like promising yourself a treat or a fun activity if you finish a task. It is very important to dedicate time for friends and hobbies, because locking yourself in your room and study all day can be depressing. When you know that you've set special time for activities for your soul, it will be easier to get motivated. Nevertheless, when you study, be focused on studying only. Avoid distractions and get yourself into study mode. Tip number 7. Lessons learned. Learning from your mistakes is a highway to success. You make progress compared to yourself, so when you know what you did wrong, you can learn from it and not repeat the same mistakes. While doing homework or solving problems, if you're doing it wrong, don't just look at the solution and think, okay, I got it, but try to understand what you can do different next time in order to get the answer by yourself. Analyze the solution step by step and pay attention to every detail. Now let's summarize all the tips. 1. Make order from chaos. Realize what you should focus on. 2. Active learning. Help your brain to learn better. 3. One step ahead. Prepare before class. 4. Investigate. Gain information from your professor or teacher. 5. Spread your time. Make an organized schedule. 6. Motivation. Keep recharging your resources. 7. Lessons learned. Grow from your mistakes. Do the best you can and believe in yourself. You can ask students who already went through this for tips and advice, but remember that everything is individual, so don't take it as the only truth. I wish you good luck, and you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. Also, click the bell icon if you'd like to get notified when I upload a new video. See you next time!